Joined by coach cricket writer who's coming to us from Granada, Dan Cherny. Mate, what's the latest team news ahead of the second test?
Well, the Aussies have locked in their 11 for the second test. There's just the one change. Steve Smith is back. He's been deemed cleared fit to play. He missed the first test of the series with the compound dislocation of his little right finger, which he injured during the World Test Championship final loss to South Africa when he spilled a catch off Temba Bavuma. But he's got through the last couple of days of training after spending a few days in the US, and he's back into the side at the expense of Josh Inglis, who had been, I suppose, filling his seat at number 4. So obviously a huge boost for Australia to have a player of Steve Smith's quality.
And what's the latest with Marnus?
Yeah, well, Marnus was dropped, as we know, before the first test of the series and was dropped a long way out. And I suppose he was still the spare batter in the side ahead of the first test and actually played a role by effecting a run out, a direct hit run out on the final day and helping Australia to victory. But now with Josh Inglis being dropped as well, Steve Smith back and fit, Marnus sort of drops back a further peg in the order in terms of the depth chart, so to speak. And the Aussies are considering sending Marnus either back to Australia, potentially to play for Australia A, or to the UK to play county cricket for Glamorgan, where he spent plenty of time in recent years.
And what are you expecting the Aussies to do differently in the field?
Well, first of all, I think they'd like to take some more catches. They went absolutely at their best in the first test, and they were a fair bit better than the West Indies, who dropped 7. But the Aussies are going to have to do something a little bit differently because Steve Smith, despite the fact that he has been cleared fit to play, they're going to probably hide him a bit in the field. They're not going to field him in the slip cordon for the most part. He may do a little bit of stuff in the slips against the spinners or bowling to spin, but with the quicks that won't be the case. They're going to protect him, given he is still recovering from that finger and he's going to wear finger injury and he's going to wear a splint.
And mate, just finally, what is the latest on those allegations against the West Indian player?
Yeah, so a very serious story, clearly. The story broke in South American publication last week surrounding a player who we won't name, but currently within the West Indian squad. As it stands, Cricket West Indies are maintaining that they don't have information on the case and are not really in a position to comment further. West Indies coach Darren Sammy was asked about the situation a couple of days out from the test, and he stressed that he wants justice to be done, but there's not too much more to be said at this case. But in the absence of formal charges, there's not that much to say, I suppose.